This was my best train ride so far in my life. The super cool train ride from Hat Yai to Nakhon Si Thammarat in Thailand. More about that train ride here, part 2 of the videos, how we got from Batam, Indonesia to Khanom, Thailand. So there is part 2, this is part 3. 13:20, 1:20 p.m. as scheduled, the train arrived in Nakhon Si Thammarat, even 3 to 4 minutes too early. Okay, we just got all our stuff out of the window again, and now people, you see, are going through that train to actually be able to get out, but we're just gonna wait because we have, quite some luggage to lug around. We had to go through the train, so we made it. It was quite hot, so we were so happy we weren't there during hot season. Then that super cool train ride would have been really not a good experience. So we were really glad it was not hot season. So Paul got us a Grab, and about 20 minutes later at 13:50, 1:50 p.m. we were at that Tree Home Plus where we would spend a night. We just got to our, I think, Airbnb, Tree Home Plus in Nakhon Si Thammarat, and look at this, so much space, and it's so nice. AC is up here, it's falling full blast right now, we are really hot. And even like a little courtyard, so cute. And super important, the fridge, and that one was already plugged in, so we just turned it on colder, so I'm gonna put all our food and drinks in there. 2 waters were in there already. So pretty, love it. While I got a shower and rested, Paul got out to the bus station and tried to figure out about the bus for the next day. So when he came back, he told me no one there speaks English, no one. He asked different questions and the answer was always yes, yes, yes. It didn't matter what he asked, but it looked like he did find the right bus schedule. So from 8:30 until 17:30, so 8:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., there are 7 buses going to Khanom. Perfect. But Paul didn't trust it, so he ordered a Grab for $14 to take us from Nakhon Si Thammarat to Khanom. Hey, super deal. I actually would have preferred to continue our move in local style and take the bus. And usually bus rides are much cheaper than taking the Grab, even though I'm not really a bus rider fan. But yeah, I would have preferred that. But hey, $14 for a Grab, that is super cheap. I'm not gonna complain about that. And I thought, okay, I'll let Paul have that. Grab is like Uber. Yeah, one day later, he told me, oh, the $14 for the Grab ride, it's per person. Who the fuck does that? It's the second time he did that to me, that he told me the price for the Grab, for the car, for per person. You don't do that. I told him that, Paul, don't ever fucking do that to me again. You do that with the bus. The bus, you pay per seat. Yes, but a Grab, an Uber, a taxi, it doesn't fucking matter how many people you shove in there. It's always the same price. So with Grab, you give the whole price, the price for the Grab. Not per person, because it doesn't matter if there are 2 people or 6 people. Yeah, I mean, how many ever fit legally. I know in a bus, it's different. You pay per seat. Man, really, don't do that to me again. So it wasn't $14, it was $28. But still okay, still cheap, it's okay. And so I didn't argue about it. I just argued about that. With Grab, don't tell the price per person. I don't know the prices, but I'm sure the bus would have been much cheaper. But actually, it was a good decision to take the Grab, because the Grab driver told us in Khanom there are no taxis, no Grab, and so if we would have taken the bus, our host would have to have had pick us up from the bus station to take us to our Airbnb, where we would spend the first 4 nights before moving into her home. And well, that wouldn't have been a problem. And yeah, of course, she knew that she lives there, that she would have to do that. But I prefer going first to the Airbnb and settle down a bit, and then meeting the host. So it was good. We got the grab car. It's okay. Okay, back to the Treehouse Plus in Nakhon Si Thammarat, where we just spent 1 night. So Paul ordered some Thai food, and I suddenly got so hungry, and I ate almost all the chicken and beef that I brought with me. I almost finished it all, but not all of it. And I was so beat. I was so fucking tired, so I passed out for about 1.5 hours early in the evening. And luckily, I could still sleep at night, because sometimes when I nap during the day, in the afternoon or early evening, then I can't sleep at night at all anymore. But I could still sleep, and so I was really exhausted, and the bed was so comfortable. So Saturday, August 30th, 2025, we had lots of time to get ready. We ordered the Grab for 12:30 to pick us up, because we didn't want to leave too early. We didn't want to arrive too early in Khanom, so we didn't have to wait to get into the Airbnb and stuff. Of course, right before the Grab driver picked us up, I started to get pains, nausea, and a bit of diarrhea. Luckily, I could go to the bathroom twice before the Grab driver arrived. He was like 3 to 4 minutes too late, and I was so happy about that, because just those 3-4 minutes gave me enough time to go to the bathroom and to recover a little bit before he arrived. So I was so happy he was a little bit too late. Also, I was so happy the Grab driver didn't have one of those car smelly things in his car, because those make me nauseous, even if I'm not nauseous already. And if I'm already nauseous, it makes it so much worse. So I was so happy he didn't have one of those, or some even have multiple ones. With Google Translate, we asked the Grab driver if he could take us to Lotus when we'll be in Khanom, and he suggested to go to the Lotus on the way, because it's bigger. And we were like, oh yeah, great idea. And while we were driving, we passed a big sea. We know Big Sea from Mei Rim and Chiang Mai, and it's something similar to macro. Macro, I love macro. So I asked the Grab driver, of course, with Google Translate again, if there's a macro on the way or nearby, and he said no macro. And so Paul and I discussed it a little bit, and so I asked the Grab driver if he could turn around and go back to the Big Sea so we could go shopping. Of course, we would pay him extra for this extra turning back, so it's more gas, more time. Of course, we would pay for that. And because we know Khanom is a little town, a little village, there are not big grocery stores there. Actually, it's only Lotus in Khanom, and we know Lotus from Mei Rim. So I thought that Lotus in Khanom is like the one we know in Mei Rim. So it's super little. It has fresh meat and seafood, but not that much variety. And the Big Sea, we know from, I think we went to Big Sea in Chiang Mai, was huge, like a big selection of meat and seafood. So we thought like, yes, let's go do a big grocery shopping trip and take a lot of food with us to Khanom, because we won't have that opportunity anymore for 6 weeks. So we got to the Big Sea, and I was so disappointed that meat and seafood selection was so much smaller than in the Big Sea in Chiang Mai. But yeah, Chiang Mai is a much bigger place than Nakhon Si Thammarat, so yeah, I get it. We bought a styrofoam box, and we bought lots of pork, some chicken, eggs, a bit of salmon, and sparkling water. And the meat filled the box just perfectly. So I was a little bit nervous to leave everything in the car while we went shopping in the Grab car, except for Paul's belly bag. And yes, I call it belly bag now and not fanny pack anymore like Americans do. British people know why I'm not calling it that anymore. So anyways, I was a little bit nervous to leave basically almost all our belongings in the Grab car while we went shopping. I mean, yes, of course, the Grab car, I mean, the driver is registered, we have the license plate and stuff, but still, you never know. I was nervous. Well, after about 40 minutes, he picked us up with still all our luggage in the car, everything was good. And oh yeah, already before we went into Big C, the Grab driver asked us where we would go after Khanom. And we said we would basically come back to go to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And because there are no Grab and no taxis in Khanom, we asked him, of course, everything with Google Translate, if after 6 weeks, if he could pick us up in Khanom again and drive us back to Nakhon Si Thammarat. And he agreed to do that. So Paul downloaded the app Line. It's like WhatsApp, but it's much more common in Southeast Asia and Japan, maybe also South Korea, I don't know, but to use the app Line. So Paul downloaded this app so he could write to the Grab driver. Towards the end of the Grab ride, it got really curvy and mountainous, the street. And I was so glad. I was feeling much better, but I still had to be careful not to get nauseous again, or maybe there was a slight nausea. So I unfortunately couldn't look out the window. I had to lay down and close my eyes. That's what I figured out is the best for me when I'm nauseous in a vehicle. I have to preferably lay down, or at least like put my head on Paul's shoulder or something and close my eyes. Yes, because I think it's also overstimulating. But yeah, so unfortunately I couldn't look out of the window how beautiful it was, because the ride was really beautiful, and it really looked like we would get into the jungle. And so a little bit something I did see from laying down when I opened my eyes a little bit, so I could see like, wow, it feels like we're getting into the jungle. Super cool. Because of the shopping spree, we ended up paying the Grab driver $33, tips included in those $33. So we arrived at 3:21 p.m. at the Airbnb. It looked very beautiful. It was really beautiful, but it wasn't cheap. It was expensive, but it was the cheapest that was available in Khanom with a kitchen. Not just, there weren't others that were cheaper and not available. So no, I said that wrong. It was the cheapest Airbnb with a kitchen in Khanom. So apparently it's not cheap Airbnbs in Khanom. Well, yeah, it's much cheaper than in the US or Switzerland or whatever, but for Thailand, it wasn't cheap. And we got to Khanom, to our bungalow, and believe it or not, this is the cheapest we could find here. It is expensive. Look, it's so cool. So here, and haha, a real Thai kitchen. Don't worry. It is here. Hot plate. Oh, full-size fridge, freezer. And here, second room, bedroom. Really nice. But yeah, it is expensive. This is really the cheapest we could find. There was a really good outdoor kitchen with gas burners and even a meat grinder and so many things, and it looked really great. Oh my gosh, but me sharing a kitchen, not a good idea. Here is the video hard times with my Asperger's. So I just grabbed pans and utensils and brought it back to our bungalow to cook inside our bungalow, of course on a stupid induction plate. So our host kept asking me questions with Google Translate, and she said she would prefer that I would cook in an outdoor kitchen because of inside the AC gets stuck because the AC is right above the kitchen. I started to get an attack. So she was holding her phone. I didn't have my phone with me, and she was holding her phone towards me with the translator so I could talk, and I was just, I couldn't talk. I couldn't bring out a word. How should I explain her all my issues? How should I tell her that it just doesn't work? I can't do that. I have to cook for me, myself, in my space. I need to cook multiple times a day, sometimes even during the night. I can't share a kitchen. I don't want to wash all the dishes and everything before I use the quick kitchen again, because in every Airbnb we go to, I wash all the stuff before I use it. So all the pans and cutlery and plates, I wash it before I use it. And yeah, so I don't want to have to go to the outdoor kitchen and wash all the things all the time. And no, I can't. I don't know how to explain her my issues, my disabilities, my problems, I don't know. Yeah, but people just don't understand. Cooking is my religion. It's my thing. I keep telling Paul how I fucking hate open kitchen. I want a closed kitchen. I want to close it up so no one can look into it. No one can come into it. I want to lock it. I want to be by myself. It's mine. I can't. No. I can't. It said we have our kitchen. That's why I told you we got an Airbnb. We got the cheapest Airbnb with a kitchen. And I'm not talking about the outdoor kitchen. It said there is like inside kitchen for you, you know, kitchenette to use. So yeah, that's what I want. That's what we booked. That's what I want. I need. So I started running back to the bungalow, and yes, I was running, and so run to the bungalow. I was like, Paul, please. Yeah, I explained him the problem. You need to talk to her. So Paul somehow, I don't know how, made her understand that I need to be able to cook in our bungalow. And when I was cooking, I just put lids on. We turned off the AC and turned on the fan and pointed towards the kitchen to the window and opened the window so it wouldn't block the AC, so the AC wouldn't get damaged. And so everyone was happy. I think it actually turned out the lady wasn't our host. She was just the manager there or something. Day 2 in this place here. England house and pool, and we just got basically the rules or whatever. And here you can see cooking is not allowed inside the house. Then why the fuck do you provide this? Why the fuck is this provided if it's not allowed, if we're not allowed to cook in here? So I just checked the Airbnb listing, and there are house rules written down there. It says nothing about the kitchen, nothing. And you know me, if we would have known that, we wouldn't have picked that place. Or maybe because it's the cheapest with a kitchen and the others are really expensive, maybe I would have said, okay, but I know it. So I would have in my brain, I would have get ready for it. I have to cook outside. I probably would have cooked one day, almost everything I have, and just brought it over, put it in the fridge and stuff. But it didn't say anything in the house rules on Airbnb. So this, I think, is just like a no-go. It's like, you can't do that. Yeah, of course you can do that. But, and you provide, then why do you fucking provide a kitchen and a hot plate? Why is there a hot plate if you're not allowed to use it? Like, what the holy fucking shit? Paul was outraged as well. I wish I filmed it. I actually asked him if it's okay if I film it, and he said no, and I didn't want to do it in secret, so I didn't. But it felt so awesome. Now, of course, I wasn't happy that Paul was outraged, Paul was unhappy, was uncomfortable. Of course, no. I wasn't happy about that. But honestly, it felt so amazing when he talked to me how outraged he was. I felt so understood. Most times, I don't feel understood at all, and also not from Paul. And I mean, I think we all kind of feel that way. It's so hard to understand someone else. And I'm a true believer that you can't understand anyone else completely anyways. It's just not possible. But we just want to be understood. And in that moment, oh my gosh, my heart warmed up. It was so amazing, so nice. I felt so understood. It felt amazing. So that was awesome. And Paul said if they would raise an issue again, he would complain at Airbnb and request the money back and burn them to the ground. That's what he said. Of course, he didn't mean it literally burning them to the ground, but like with words, with actions, like they would have to shut down, or I don't know. So of course, I didn't want that to happen. I don't want anyone to feel bad, to feel angry and stuff, but oh my gosh, he understood me so much in that incident. I felt so understood. Just, oh, I remember. Yeah, isn't false advertising illegal? Well, it definitely is illegal in the US, and Airbnb is a US country. So I don't know about Thailand, but I looked it up actually, and yes, it's also illegal in Thailand. So false advertising is illegal. And that would be false advertising, to advertise you have a kitchen and then you don't. And even there's a fucking induction plate there. There's a fucking induction plate there, and then I'm not allowed to use it. What the fuck? Other than that, this place would be beautiful. It also has a barbecue and a pool, but we didn't use any of that and we both just didn't feel comfortable there anymore. And also I turned into mode, I don't want to see anyone anymore there because otherwise I get anxiety. So I just, either we went away or I just stayed in the bungalow and didn't want to see anyone. The following day, Sunday, August 31st, 2025, Carol, our host, and her dog, Yadong, picked us up. She drove us to her home, showed us and explained us everything, and Paul got to try out her scooter. But this has to be no. But unfortunately, her scooter is really old and it wouldn't support Paul's and my weight. We would have to rent another scooter for sure. Then she drove us around town and showed us where the Wednesday market would be, where the Saturday night market would be, Lotus grocery store, Mama stores, and all kinds of stuff. Oh, and she was so awesome. Well, she still is. She ordered some stuff from Lazada for us. That was so great because Paul and I, we can't order from Lazada because we don't have a Thai phone number. So it didn't work. So she did that for us. So I finally ordered bodyboard fins and a one-piece swimsuit that I tried to find in Batam, Indonesia. Here is the video about that, but I couldn't find it anywhere. So we ordered it on Lazada in Thailand. And of course, we stocked up on a lot of supplements. So yeah, supplements we couldn't find anywhere in Asia, like NMN, NADS Plus, and ascorbic acid. And some that are hard to find, like DHEA and liposomal vitamin C, and also others we ordered like potassium and B12. They were just much cheaper on Lazada. We also ordered charging cables, and so I think all in all they were like 13 items and we paid 5,257.47 baht, Thai baht. What is $162.87. For what we ordered, it was actually not expensive. We transferred 5,600 Thai baht to Carol, a little bit extra because she did that for us again. Thank you so much. You placed that order on Lazada for us. You really helped us a lot. On Monday, September 1st, Paul and Carol and Yadong, the dog, went to the beach, to stores and out drinking. And they went to a place to rent a scooter from. I just stayed in the Airbnb. On Tuesday, September 2nd, Carol texted us that her car broke down. So we just stayed in the Airbnb and we didn't go anywhere, but I was planning on doing the whole day anyways. But I felt so bad for Carol. One day before she was leaving for 6 weeks for Belgium, her car broke down. Oh no, so stressful. And the morning at 5 a.m. in the morning, on the day she was leaving, she had problems with her ears already for a while. So she went to the hospital in Thailand. So I felt so bad for her. She organized her friend Jackie to pick us up at 10 a.m. at the Airbnb. And Carol texted us, yeah, they might be a little bit later because of going to the hospital, but they still both showed up at 10 a.m. sharp. Carol was so stressed and I felt so bad for her. So many problems and issues showing up right before she leaves. Luckily, she still had a lot of time before she would get picked up to leave. So while Paul and Carol wanted to hang up more lights outside, the scooter got delivered.
นุ่มนวล6 อาทิตย์ส่วนนุ่มนวล
6,250 Thai baht for 6 weeks. $192.54. 155 Swiss francs 29 rappe. 165 euros 80. That's $32.09 per week. $4.58 per day. That is a really good deal for renting a scooter. I'm pretty sure we got such a good deal. Well, yeah, it was off season, but also because Carol was there, and Carol speaks very fluently Thai. And she gets treated like a Thai, and she knows a lot of people there, and she gets treated like a Thai. So after the scooter got delivered, we wanted to hang up more light chains, and I helped putting up one end of the second light chain. And then Thai was driving by with a scooter, and he just stopped and came over and asked if he can help. And so he helped putting up the other end. So Thais are very, very friendly and helpful, or at least there in Khanom. So Paul and Carol ordered some food for 405 Thai baht, $12.54. They got a 10% discount. So Paul paid 360 Thai baht, $11.10. I'm pretty sure it's because they know Carol. Yeah, like the same with the scooter. These great prices we got because of Carol. Yeah, so far everywhere in Asia, it's actually the best to go shopping with a local. You get treated much better, you get much better prices, or in this case, to go shopping with someone that gets treated like a local. You always get so much better deals. Carol and Paul ate their food, then Carol got ready and her friend picked her up. We said our goodbyes and she left. And so our 6 weeks with Yadong the dog in the jungle started. Stay happy, stay healthy. Bye.